I wanted to congratulate humanity. We did it. We have officially lost. We spend 6 hours and 37 minutes per day staring at screens, which means the only thing we truly commit to anymore is... Here's the thing. These companies aren't really selling products. They're just renting your prefrontal cortex by the hour. In 2024, they raked in. Our focus is gone, our patience is gone, and our ability to be bored, which is where I believe creativity used to live, is gone. We've replaced boredom with background noise, creativity with content. It's great we can learn to make sushi in 15 seconds, but it's a shame we can't really hold a conversation for 15 minutes. Welcome to Stay in the Fray podcast. I'm your host, Ryan. This is where headlines get hit hard, hypocrisy gets shredded, and the absurd are laughed at. If you want comfort, this isn't your place. If you want blunt and unfiltered, I'm your guy. Join me in the fray.
All you gotta do is just listen up.
Hey guys, welcome back. I want to touch on something today real quick that's a little different from what I usually do, and I hope you enjoy this and something to think about. I think about sometimes now when I'm fighting for algorithm reach and I'm fighting for what shorts to put up and what reels and what platforms and all this just attention span talk. And so I wanted to congratulate humanity. We did it. We have officially lost a cognitive race to a goldfish. Yeah. The average goldfish can focus for 9 seconds. The average human in 2025 is 8.25 seconds. God. Somewhere in a tank right now, Nemo staring at a castle, thinking deep existential thoughts, while you're scrolling past 3 careers, 2 relationships, and a guy reviewing an energy drink from his car on TikTok. We used to say, I don't have time. And now we have the time, we just can't stay with it for more than a meme's worth of existence. Join me here real quick. It's a very fast lesson on yet another modern issue of mass dysfunction in humanity. It's what I do. This is Stay in the Fray podcast. It is October the 29th, 2025. Let's roll. So how do we get here, people? There was a time, and I know this will shock some of you not so much. We used to wait for things. And happily, wasn't a big deal. MTV, I'll use as an example, they'd drop its daily countdown. And if your favorite band's new music video was coming, you had to sit through every commercial, every Adam Curry VJ segment, and pray they didn't cut away before number 1. You couldn't stream it, couldn't replay it. You just waited. The same video, you waited for it, for them to play it again, over and over. MySpace, arguably the first social media platform, that was slow enough to make you question your life choices. But at least you were building a top 8, not a personality disorder. How about TV? That's the big one. TV show ended on a cliffhanger. You had to wait 7 fucking days to find out what happened next. You couldn't binge anything. And now, if a TikTok doesn't hook us before the guy even finishes his first blink, we're gone. We've trained ourselves to swipe faster than we actually think. Back in 2000, our attention span was a respectable 12 seconds. All right? Microsoft says that by 2025, we've now dropped, like I said, to 8.25 seconds. It's not really the kind of evolution to brag about. We are devolving with Wi-Fi. The average smartphone user, get this, they touch their phone 2,617 times per day. That's more affection than most people show their lover in a good week. We spend 6 hours and 37 minutes per day staring at screens, which means the only thing we truly commit to anymore is that battery life. We have built a world where the attention span of a fruit fly would be a competitive edge. And like most things, someone saw that decline and thought, you know what? I can turn that into money. I'm looking at you, Meta and ByteDance, even you, Google. We're on to you. Before I go any further, full disclaimer, I love all of you. I fully support your efforts to make sure I never see the sunlight ever again. Please, algorithm gods, don't mess with my reach. I am on your side. Here's the thing. These companies aren't really selling products. They're just renting your prefrontal cortex by the hour. In 2024, they raked in $570 billion in ad revenue. And that wasn't from selling things. It was from selling you, your clicks, your curiosity, your wandering thumb. Here's the science part. Dopamine is the brain's feel-good chemical. A lot of you know that. Some might not. It's what rewards you for doing something that feels satisfying. The problem is the apps figured out how to hit that button like a kid mashing the A button on Nintendo Track and Field. Or when you're desperate to get that dialogue off, you just want to play the game. Every scroll, every notification, every new clip is another press of the button. The more they hit the dopamine button, the less control you have over who's actually playing. These companies have weaponized your boredom. They are drilling straight into your frontal lobe like it's an oil field. They frack your focus, bottle it, and sell it to the advertisers. Outrage, novelty, infinite scroll. That is the business model. People watch Netflix with their phone open. They scroll TikTok while playing a YouTube video. It's double dipping dopamine. We're snorting attention crumbs through two screens at once and calling it multitasking. This isn't just tech, it's biology. Our brains have adapted to a constant slot machine of stimulation. Like any addict, we've built excuses for it. Texting feels exhausting. Emails are mini novels. And if a video doesn't hit us with subtitles, music, and explosions in the first 3 seconds, we assume it's boring. There's this YouTuber, I saw this and I thought it was hilarious and very fitting. He made a 30-minute video called How to Focus Better. The top comment said, can someone make this a 1-minute short? I kid you not. That is humanity in 2025. We want a crash course on fixing our attention span delivered in the same time it takes for a cat to fall off the counter. Relationships, forget it. We're dating like it's Tinder speed chess. 3 moves, done. Even our empathy's short form now. We used to read entire articles before arguing about them. Now we see a headline, make up our own version, and rage tweet from the bathroom. And I genuinely think that's part of the division and chaos that we're living in. It's not just politics. It's not just all the things I'm talking about. It's attention warfare. Nobody's fighting over true ideas anymore. They're fighting over the headlines and whose team wins. Outrage is instant, context optional, and the loudest clip wins. It's not the information age, it's the interpretation age. It's tearing us apart faster than any ideology ever could. But I said I was going to stay away from politics in this episode. Let's move on. I know what some of you are thinking. Hey, Ryan, calm down. Maybe people have just become faster thinkers. Maybe that's a good thing. But is it really thinking? Maybe. Let's talk. Perhaps it's not all bad. We've built an entire generation of rapid processors. That's one way to do it, one way to call it. People who can edit videos, reply to 5 group chats, and place an Amazon order before finishing their first thought. The pros, we adapt faster. We multitask like caffeinated squirrels. We can tell if a video is trash in under 3 seconds, which is honestly pretty efficient. The cons, our focus is gone, our patience is gone, and our ability to be bored, which is where I believe creativity used to live, is gone. We've replaced boredom with background noise, creativity with content. It's great we can learn to make sushi in 15 seconds, But it's a shame we can't really hold a conversation for 15 minutes. So what weighs more here, the pros or the cons? Does anyone actually miss waiting that long, that week-long patient wait for a TV show to come back and air? How about back when texting involved that letter-by-letter short messages with the number pads? It took like 5 minutes to type 3 words. Or not having just the stress of, man, you got to get through like 250 reels in a night and figure it out in the first couple seconds. The newest generation doesn't know what it was like to live like that. So how's that going to affect the decision makers and the leaders when they're the ones in charge? I don't know. Or maybe it'll make them stronger, right? More efficient leaders who can juggle 50 things at once. I'm not so sure about that. Speaking of our future, where does this stop? We've gone from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8.25 seconds in 2025 on our attention span. Does it keep going? Can it really get lower? At this rate, in 50 years, 2075, we'll have an attention span shorter than a sneeze. Conversations will be like, hey, did you scroll? Wait, were you scroll? Never mind. We'll get news through flashing emojis. Politicians will campaign in GIFs. Debates will last 12 seconds or until someone's clip hits the algorithm. And when the robots take over, we won't even notice. We'll be too busy scrolling through clips of those robots dancing. Maybe we'll ask ChatGPT for dating advice, fall in love with a virtual assistant, and get ghosted by a software update. Maybe kids won't write essays. They'll just send their teachers a highlight reel. Or job interviews will be 3-second reaction videos. You blink, and congratulations, you're in middle management. Maybe that's the final irony. We created machines to think faster. And now we're too distracted by it to outthink them. And if that doesn't worry you, congratulations again. You might be evolving into a robot. We've traded our time for dopamine, our focus for frictionless feeds, and our conversations for captions. The attention economy doesn't collapse when the platforms simply fail. It collapses when we stop being able to pay attention to anything worth it. So yeah, maybe the future really does belong to the robots, because at least they can focus longer than 8.25 seconds. Thank you for listening to this. It's just something to think about. It was a breather from what I usually do, as you know. If you made it to the end of this episode, congratulations. You've just beat a goldfish in attention span. If this hits home and you've got teenagers or friends or family all over the place that just can't stop scrolling and just can't sit and relax for a few minutes, send this to them. Hit like, drop a comment, give me some stories of your own about people that are just with this stuff. You know, people have a hard time getting through a full podcast anymore. I'm telling you, I've learned all this short content versus long content data right now all over the platforms. It demonstrates proof of what this episode was about. It's wild. No one wants to watch a full episode. So I challenge you to look beyond the shorts and the reels from this episode. I think you can get through the entire 15 minutes. I believe in you, and challenge others to do it as well. So follow the show, subscribe wherever you're listening, as always. And don't forget to stay curious, stay bold, stay sharp, stay in the fray. Love you guys.
All you gotta do is just listen up.